Glad to have you back with us. It is Thursday. It is the 13th day of August, and it looks as though, looking over my shoulder, I have the same view in front of me as I do behind me. We've got some clouds and showers and storms possibly on the way. We do, and we're going to have those for the next few days. And your updated forecast is coming in just a few moments after we just take a quick cruise of the Tigersville Independent for today. It astounds me more often than you would realize that I'm here with you each and every weeknight, that we own the Tigersville Independent, and that I can't get to all the local news through both outlets. There's just that much going on in our little small part of the world, and that's a good thing. And a lot of it is good news, not all, as you all very well know, but just if you haven't picked up a paper this week, for example, there's a write-up with the school participating and helping us, remembering William Helton, front page. Also more on the auditor's findings, the state auditor in regards to the findings at City Hall and the mayor's office in regards to tourism funds, and one of the contract workers, his son, being the subject of an inquiry that I've covered here in the news, but there's more on it in the paper. We've got a new business that's opened here in Tigersville. I don't know if you've seen that as of late. It's been dormant for a long time. And a few updates on a few reports that I have followed. We've got, of course, the weekly posting of the community calendar at the Senior Citizens Center, which also quite often has something of interest to everyone, not just our seniors. And you can always count on our Judge Dennis Prater for a good laugh and a smile in the out and about section. Just a few things in this week's edition. And real quickly, I think the back page, we have an open letter to Mitch McConnell from a group of Eastern Kentuckians, and I wanted to share that with you. Right there, Throwback Thursday, sponsored by Grover Arnett, attorney at law. Takes us back to 1970 at McGoffin County, and there receiving a medal. Russell E. Preston. Preston's many honors include the Silver Star for bravery, 2 Purple Hearts for wounds sustained in action. Also seen, I talked about receiving another medal, and some other neat things our local leaders were discussing back in 1970. And there's just nothing like holding a newspaper, but if you don't have access, don't want to get out via the pandemic, remember, go to our website, tigersvilleindependent.com or yournewstoday.com, same thing, or our Facebook page. You can find a link and you'll find a high-resolution version of the entire paper, ads, everything, front to back. There that you can see, but it's a much nicer read when you can have it in hand. And if you choose to pick one up, full page write-up on our Hornets, breaking down the Hornets' revised 2020 schedule of football, still talking about how they're getting ready to start practice. There's our most often weekly schools page. A lot of neat pics there, a lot of kids finding things to do during the pandemic. If you haven't got a paper, pull it up as soon as you can, and we'll keep doing a wonderful job, as I do believe the staff here, even though they're all working from home, they're still doing an amazing job. I'll be right back, and we'll have the Your News Today headlines for this evening after these words from some sponsors that I hope you know you're watching every chance you get. It's hard to describe the t-shirt lines and looks in right now at the seasonal shop, but I'm going to try. 2 of them are made right here in KY, Ridge and Holler, because, in Kentucky, you're always in one or the other, and both are always beautiful. Just check these designs out. The other is Yonder, and it's made in Pikeville, and it's just as cool and creative and all Kentucky. Definitely something there to appeal to everyone. And the ever-popular Turn Row brand, also at the seasonal shop for all fans of anything farming. And you can come into the shop and experience the magic of perfectly chilled drinks. For regular and slim cans, regular or even wine bottles, cups, and more. It's the Cadillac of koozies by Brewmate. All colors and styles in stock right now at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop. Come to Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville and get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications, and immune system boosters, all from the safety and comfort of your own vehicle, either in their drive-thru or with their new curbside service. You can also call ahead or just download the MyGNP app, that's Good Neighbor Pharmacy, and refill and manage your prescriptions right from your device, helping you and yours stay healthy and safe. Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville, 349-4400. Connolly Tire in Staffordsville is now a proud partner of Rough Country for all of your suspension and lift kit applications. And you can always go to ConnollyTire.net to get the latest offers. Like right now, $100 when you buy a set of Mickey Thompsons, $100 on a set of Continentals, and many, many more summer deals, including $35 computer diagnostics. That's Connolly Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. McGoffin County Rescue Squad, EMS, and law enforcement responded to 2 auto accidents last night, both with potential to be even more serious than they were. Both in the Elk Creek area, both within a couple of miles of each other. It started around midnight. The first accident was around midnight. It was a rollover accident. This car had 3 occupants inside, I believe 2 men and 1 woman, and I believe all 3 were out of the vehicle upon arrival of emergency personnel. This was near the bottom of the Elk Creek Hill. One individual was lying in the roadway, but considering so, it was described as that individual being in relatively good spirits, and we'll leave it at that. Nevertheless, 3 people were all taken by ambulance for injuries, just not life-threatening, to the Paul B. Hall Medical Center, but all, again, out upon arrival of emergency personnel, and no life-threatening injuries were sustained. About 6 hours later, about 2 miles from this location, a little further on down Elk Creek, a teenager, I believe from this area, saw his truck go up onto the embankment and overturn, landing on its side. This, too, a relatively minor injury accident. The young person, I believe, actually refused medical treatment at the scene, but upon coasting of a family member, was taken by ambulance for observation and possible minor injury to an area hospital. The driver of that vehicle, the only occupant, and 2, was outside of the vehicle upon arrival of emergency personnel. Both, just listening to them on the radio, sounded like they were much more serious than they were. They certainly could have been. We're glad they weren't. And in another related report, so to speak, one of those organizations, a local nonprofit life-saving organization that responded to those accidents, got a little life support themselves this week from Modern Woodmen of America, talking about the McGoffin County Rescue Squad, who received some much-needed donations this week. These funds going to help them it's always a tight time, but this is one of the tightest the squad has faced in quite some time. And as I'm always very honest, sometimes painfully so, the following interview will be a little fuzzy around the edges and hard to hear for a few moments because I had failed to wear my glasses during the filming of it. Nevertheless, a gracious thank you to Modern Woodmen of America. Modern Woodmen of America members in Sayersville recently helped raise some money for the McGoffin County Rescue Squad with a special fundraising event on the 10th of July, which included donations to the rescue squad, raising $3,000, including $1,000 matched by Modern Woodmen through the organization's Matching Fund Program. The Matching Fund Program offers Modern Woodmen members nationwide the chance to show their support for a community cause, organization, or individual in need through fundraisers. And these fundraising projects contribute more than $10 million to community needs across the country each year. Jeremy Sloan, there to the left of your screen in a bit of a blurry fashion, my apologies, Jeremy, is the contact for this region at 424-2218. If you didn't get that number, don't worry. We're going to be seeing Jeremy pretty soon in the next few weeks, maybe on a few occasions. That's a good thing. This money is also a good thing. The main rescue truck, which is years old, well over a decade, is costing the squad thousands to repair. The motor was beyond repair, and they were left with a choice of spending $11,000 on a new motor to repair that truck. There was no other options. We couldn't afford a $150,000 new truck. Paul Miller graciously came down $10,000 on a new crate engine, and a $10,000 unexpected SBA loan came in just in time to cover most all of that cost. They were literally going to write a check to pay for that motor and have about $500 in the entire banking account to pay for all gas, fuel, and everything that's not covered by any other means. And that was going to be detrimental. But with Modern Woodman, the SBA coming in at the right time, it all worked out for now. And I got the mic working just in time for Carter to confirm that.
Been blessed so far. No, we didn't have the auction, but we've had community step up and donate. A lot of people don't want their names mentioned, and that's fine. We always do that during auction time. This will go. We just had to spend $10,000 on a motor to replace this truck. And I will say though that we did get blessed by the CARES Act. We did get a SBA loan for $10,000, so this covered that. We didn't have to take any money out of our general fund except to pay for the labor. And this will help kind of replenish what we had to pay for the labor and give us a little extra money, because it ain't gonna be long before it's gonna be cold weather. And that more expense will come about. And so every dollar we can make, and I know that we can take right now and save for the winter, that'll help us. If any other vehicle breaks down, we hope not, but this is money that'll go to keep us going again. And thank you very much for the company. And we always look forward to donations, and anytime you get PR work, we're glad to help you any way we can.
You're welcome.
Your local COVID update and that of our state as well coming up in a few moments. Right now, let's go on over to tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar, and it looks as though I share my birthday with at least one other viewer out there. Yep, I've actually got a couple of birthdays that came in here. The first, Kathy Dyer, is from your neighbor Debbie, who wants to wish you the happiest of birthdays. And I think your birthday is today, if that my memory serves me correct. We share that birthday. Corbett Stevens, also a birthday wish phoned in for Corbett from Mr. Rao. You might be able to narrow that down. Corbett Stevens, happy 69th birthday to you. And to all those sharing a birthday with us, happy birthday to us all. Happy birthday. A reminder that starting next week, on Monday the 17th, you can submit applications for McGoffin County's County Agricultural Investment Program to help farmers make important farm investments. Agricultural diversification, large, small animal, farm infrastructure, fencing, on-farm water, forage and grain improvements. The list goes on and on and on. Call if you have any questions. Edison McCarty at 349-6067. This window will be open for a couple of weeks, Monday the 17th through September the 4th. And you have to get it in between that time period. And to find out more, you can, of course, contact the Kentucky Agricultural Development Fund, here locally administered by the McGoffin County Agriculture Investment Program. And once again, that number to call Mr. Edison McCarty is 349-6067. Call me when you've got a calendar announcement or a special birthday or anniversary you want me to halfway sing about. I don't sing. I try my best not to sing. I spare you each and every weeknight, but I'll tell them about it. And this is how you get it to me, so I can. Calendar brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. Our funeral arrangements nightly brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And we've learned that 80-year-old Ida Barbara Bush Lemaster of Sagersville, who passed away on Tuesday, will be laid to rest at funeral services to be held this Saturday morning beginning at 11 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Friends can call on the funeral home for visitation tomorrow evening from 6 to 9 and up until Saturday's services. Ida was the daughter of the late John Kurt and Iva Hampton Bush. She's survived by a daughter, Teresa May Cox of Sagersville, stepdaughter Lorraine Butcher, stepson Harry Jean Lemaster, a brother Philip Bush, and a sister Leona Puckett, as well as a host of family and friends. In addition to her parents, Barbara is preceded in death by her husband, Lummy Lemaster, and son Jesse Butter Whitson, and brother John Kurt Bush Jr., and a sister Phyllis Bush as well. Once again, services Saturday at 11. And sad to hear of the passing of a fellow who was always good for a handshake and a smile. 77-year-old Terry Turner of Sagersville, Alice Turner's husband, passed away earlier today at the Sagersville Nursing and Rehab Center. Arrangements are just now being made and will be announced soon at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Again, Terry Turner, 77. The fields and the stands may be empty, and big events as we know them are just gone for 2020. but there is still a real need that's out there. Magoffin County Community Day needs your support. For the past 16 years, Community Day has been instrumental in helping our local nonprofits and civic groups raise the funds for all the good things they do for our community. And this year, instead of the traditional event, the 2020 Magoffin County Community Day fundraising activities are going to continue with an online fundraiser that's open until August the 31st. Where gifts can be made online at bgcf.givingfuel.com/communityday to support our 18 local nonprofits who need your help now more than ever. All the money raised will be split equally between those groups, and most importantly, for every dollar you donate, the foundation will match it with $2 up to $35 grand. That means your gift of $20 becomes $60, or your gift of $100 becomes $300 to support those important programs and crucial services provided by our local nonprofits. So please go to bgcf.givingfuel.com/communityday and donate today. Oh, it's what a lot of you have been waiting for. They're back, but only for a limited time. Loaded potato wedges at your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe. That's right, our famous hand-cut homemade potato wedges smothered in cheddar cheese, real crispy bacon, topped with either sour cream or ranch, your choice. And they're still only $2.49 with tax. Get them while you can at your Sagersville Lee's. Summer heat and no AC make for a miserable drive. But don't sweat it. Call Black Smoke Performance in Sagersville for inspection, diagnostics, and repair by qualified technicians with the latest technology and equipment. Don't suffer in the summer heat. Get your air conditioning fixed today at Black Smoke Performance. Car accidents don't stop. Accidents at work don't stop. Disability and SSI cases don't stop. Your legal needs and concerns don't stop for the coronavirus, and neither does McFarland and Tinker. They are open, able to schedule appointments per CDC guidelines, and always available for telephone and video conferences. Please, be safe, be smart, stay home, and don't let your legal needs fall victim to the pandemic. Call McFarland and Tinker and let them take care of them for you. Now it's time for our daily COVID update, and glad to have one like this for a change for Magoffin County. We are still sitting at 51 total cases, which we were yesterday, which means no new cases of COVID-19 to report here in Magoffin County today. We'll take a good day whenever we can get it. Statewide, the numbers weren't great. The governor's still able to put some positive spin on them as they're not exponentially going out of control as they were, but still several hundred. There was some good news, however, to be had from today's press conference and the discussion on a couple of different fronts. Millions of dollars in CARES funding, reimbursements coming back to local county governments, including ours, and a virtual ribbon-cutting ceremony held earlier today to wrap up 4 projects with the Abandoned Mine Lands pilot program. A lot of those funds coming to projects in eastern Kentucky. That $4 million is actually going to be a portion of a lot of other millions that will be going back to reimburse many local governments. The 15 announced today do include Magoffin, Knott, and Johnson County. Johnson getting about $97,000 for PPE and law enforcement payroll. Magoffin County almost $90,000 for sneeze guards and thermometers and law enforcement payroll. For example, Magoffin County, I think, can request reimbursement up to $400 and some thousand throughout the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken about that. The other good news came from what you're seeing here, a virtual ribbon cutting. Congressman Rogers, the Governor Beshear, and others there all applauding the beginning of new construction at the East Park Industrial Site. That's in Boyd, Carter, Elliott, Greenup, and Lawrence counties. That's about a $14 million expenditure used with AML Abandoned Mine Lands Pilot Program grants. Congressman Rogers, who along with Mitch McConnell championed some $540 million in federal funding for the AML pilot program since 2016, with $130 million being awarded to Kentucky, says the ribbon-cutting celebration is a revival in the coal fields of eastern Kentucky, where abandoned mine lands are coming back to life in the form of new industries and new opportunities. These projects that are in this particular funding include the Decor Aluminum Extruding Mill in Perry County, about $6.5 million project. Prestonsburg to David Rails to Trail project, almost $2 million in AML funds. Impact Outdoor Adventures and RV camping facility in Clay County, about $700,000. And East Park, a multi-use industrial park at the junction of Boyd, Greenup, and Carter counties near Ashland and Grayson, about $4 million. From there, not so good news. Another day, well into the hundreds, almost 800 new cases confirmed of COVID-19 in Kentucky today.
So today's report continues, significantly high numbers, though nothing like yesterday. Today we're reporting 785 new cases of COVID-19. After all duplicates are removed, and I think there were 44 duplicates removed in the last audit process, our total cases are 37,686. Our positivity rate is just up a little bit from yesterday, 5.67%. Again, we need to see a significant reduction in that rate. Other entities have us at a higher percentage than that. We believe that our calculation is the most accurate, but regardless of which one you take, we know that we have a lot of work to do to create the type of safe environments that we need to. The good news is, even with yesterday's numbers and today's, I still believe by the end of the week we're going to see that we are not in that exponential increase that we were seeing until a couple weeks ago. It means that wearing a facial covering is working. Other steps are working, but we need you to stick with it, and we cannot make decisions that are ultimately going to cause a significant spread right now, because that's going to make everything we want to do that much harder. Total number of tests to date, 730,362. Currently hospitalized, 658 Kentuckians.
140 Kentuckians remain in intensive care units, 97 on ventilators, and 8,965, says the governor today, have recovered from the coronavirus. Governor Beshear this week has used the press conference on a couple of different occasions to stress the importance of classes not returning to in-person curriculum across Kentucky until September the 28th. And as I read you a pretty decent list last night, such as Kentucky's Catholic schools, several private schools, and a lot of others not taking that advice, the governor continues to stress how important it is. This was out of the Georgia area that I followed today. It started down around Canton, and this has been reported earlier, but it's just kind of an update on the matter that was released today. Around the 1st of this month, classes had been in one day. A second grader tested positive. That resulted in the class being essentially quarantined, as well as the teacher in that classroom. By the end of that week, 10 other schools in that county, in Cherokee County, Georgia, were mailing out same letters advising hundreds and thousands of other parents and families of similar occurrences where just a week in, positive COVID-19 numbers were being reported. And now, so far, almost 1,200, actually more than 1,200 students and staff members in that one district alone have been ordered to quarantine. One of the schools in that district as well has already closed its doors and is going back to online or virtual curriculum as a result. So one thing to think about in regards to schools opening in person before the end of September. With that said, I'm going to wrap it up with your forecast. Yep, some more clouds out there than sun, certainly early this evening. You might as well get used to it. I can't put much. I mean, it's not going to be bad, but we're going to see mostly cloudy skies and some really good shower and storm chances for the next couple of days and throughout most of your weekend. So I don't often take time to show you Doppler radar and readings because, well, when it's not necessary and there's nothing out there, no need. Kind of like would have showed you a few showers out there right now and can't get it to cooperate. Of course. Feels like Monday. Nevertheless, nothing severe out there right now. Nothing severe expected tonight. Some showers and storms possible, and that will ramp up into your Friday and your Saturday, as you can see in front of you. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow when it's going to be getting a little bit more active. Probably already a few hours into it. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 66, a 40% chance of showers and storms for your Friday. Will dip down to about 83 degrees for daytime highs. Look for widespread fog in the morning. That's going to be a big player tomorrow. 83 degrees, 67 for your high and low. And yeah, like I said, about an 80% chance, or let's just call it a likelihood, of showers and storms for your Friday. Not much change for Saturday, holding on to 70% chance of showers and storms, 82, still mostly cloudy. The change comes for the weekend, at least the latter part there you saw Sunday, 83 with the sun making a return, mostly sunny skies, still a 40% chance of showers. And there's the rest of your forecast on through next week and this time next week. We're consistently low 80s every day for highs, low 60s every night. Mostly sunny skies across the board, but a 20% chance of showers Monday, not on Tuesday, and partly cloudy, but then they come back in a 20% chance variety Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That's going to wrap it up for Thursday, August the 13th. Thank you all for being here. And as I said earlier today on Facebook in response, thank you all for all the birthday wishes today. It has been humbling and overwhelming, and kind of maybe get through the day a little bit better. And as I posted earlier, in case you didn't see that, for those of you who don't follow Facebook and the like, I did put a little birthday wish of my own out there this evening or earlier today, and that is to please go to the Bluegrass Community Foundation's website that you saw, of course, listed on the Sagersville National time slot during the commercials. Go to their website, Bluegrass Community Foundation, bgcf.givingfuel/Community Day. They have a web page set up. You can go on there with a click of a mouse, donate a few dollars or a few $100. Every dollar you donate gets met by $2 for every one. So your dollar equals 3 regardless of how many you donate, and all that money is divided up evenly between our 18 participating nonprofits for Community Day. You know as well as I do, that organization, that event has raised over $1 million for those nonprofits, and they need it now desperately more than ever, and Community Day is not going to happen. So this is the only and best chance we have to support them. So whatever you can donate, please do so. You have until the end of August, but you don't be like me and procrastinate. I'm so good at it. As soon as you can, get it done, get it over with, donate $1, and they'll match that. The foundation will match that with 2 more for every one that you do. And then all that money divided completely, 100% and evenly between those nonprofit organizations. And we're going to be talking with some of those folks here starting next week about how important it is that you do so. But if you can, go ahead, do it now, and let's see those numbers climb. Up to $35,000 will be matched 2-to-1 by the Community Day Foundation, McGoffin County Community Foundation, and it's a great, great cause, and these are some great folks we need to help. Okay, that's enough for now. I'll see you back here tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.